Good morning, everybody. It's your boy D Max. So let's talk. Well, as we get up this morning and we start to wipe the cold out of our eyes and start to get ready for the day, I just wanted to put something on your mind. We have a brother in the hip hop industry. He's been in the industry for over 3 decades. He's fed a lot of families. He's given a lot of information. And this brother has been given his flowers on many occasions, but on many occasions, this brother has been criticized. And so let's talk about him for a little bit. Who I'm talking about is Master P. And the reason I bring this up is because I recently heard on a podcast where somebody was talking about Master P and they were saying that Master P is broke. And so I don't know what broke, what terms of broke he meant, because we know that Hollywood broke and regular civilian broke is two different things. That's two different tax brackets altogether. So I was thinking to myself, as these guys were sitting here and they was talking about Master P and laughing and trying to make a joke out of Master P, I thought back to just over the years things that I've noticed from Master P that showed me how to have pride in being a man and what men do, because like I said, my dad died when I was 17 years old, so I was just starting to scrape the surface of being a male and walking and stepping into my manhood stage. And I had older brothers and stuff like that, but they had lives and families that they were building themselves because they were a little bit older. So I just got bits and pieces of manhood from where I could. And Master P was one of those people. And so I can recall a Breakfast Club interview that Master P did. And him and Charlemagne was talking, and it was talking about a female artist from No Limit, and you know, Charlemagne being Charlemagne, he made a crazy remark about the female, and right there, instantly, before another word was said, Master B stopped and hold on, brother. No, we're not gonna do that. We don't talk about no sisters like that. I got sisters, I got a mama, you got sisters, you got a mama, and that's a no limit queen. We not gonna do that. And Charlemagne, he'll try to laugh his way and clown his way out of something that he stepped in, and Master P did not let him do it. He was not having that, and he made sure that Charlemagne acknowledged that he understood that Master P was not tolerating any disrespect to any No Limit artist. That made an impression on me because a lot of times people are not going to stand up for you like that. There's a lot of people who circles that someone will go into, and my mom always told me, if somebody will talk to you about somebody else, they'll definitely talk about you to somebody else. And so I'm very weary of people like that. And to see that Master P is the type of person that, whether you're in the room or not, or whether you're in the area or not, if somebody says something crazy about you and he rock with you, he not just gonna let that fly. And that was a very strong, good character trait to show young black men. And so I was like, wow, because like if you know me, man, I've told stories about how I was a womanizer when I was younger, and so my perception of females was really warped and clouded back then. And so to see P come to the honor of a woman like that he's not in a relationship with, that he's not, but that's just his sister, and man, that helped me as far as my growth as becoming a young man, and my views on women and how to properly take care of somebody. P was an example of that. Um, there's another instance where P was talking about, the blueprint to starting your own label? Why do we go out here and work to make somebody else rich when we can go and we can accumulate our own wealth? Because the time and the energy that we put in selling dope and stuff like that, we can put that time and energy into building an actual business. Because that's, if you're selling dope, that's all you're doing. It's a business, and you run it basically like a business model. P is the one who broke this stuff down to us. Other artists wasn't breaking it down to us like this. They really weren't. But P took the time out to let not only other artists, but anybody who's trying to come into the game know that. And that was one of the things that led us to get our own record label. Shout out to Uncontrollable Records, Bomb Shelter. But he made a blueprint for us. He gave us something else to think about. And I know, yeah, Jay Prince was definitely the blueprint, but P was the one who put it out there to everybody. I mean, I'm definitely gonna acknowledge Jay Prince. Shout out to Jay Prince, Rap a Lot. He was the blueprint, but P is the one who put the blueprint out to everybody. You know what I'm saying? So over the years, I've seen a lot of the great things that Master P have done. I've seen him pushing his son towards being a entrepreneur. I see him always pushing our people into ownership and stuff like that. And so when I hear people talking crazy about P, you know, I'm not gonna sit here and romanticize a guy and make him this Marvel superhero or something. But P has taken a lot of his time and his effort and his money and put it towards his people instead of looking the other way. You know what I'm saying? And so if you're gonna talk about him all the way. That's what I say. Don't sit here and talk about the man in a one-dimensional facet where he's on a low point, where he could possibly be on a low point. No, that's not good for the community. That's not good for black relations between us as brothers, and that's not a good look for people who call themselves a influential person in our society. And I'm not gonna. Well, I can name these people names, but how much good would that really do? Because the person who said it, he's somebody. This is what he thrives off of right now. So yeah, I'm not really gonna give no power to that name, but yeah, man, Master P was he's definitely somebody who's tried to reach out to the youth. He tried to reach out to Kodak. That went south because of a business deal that went bad between them. And I'm thinking, you know, if P is broke, if Master P in fact is broke, so what? I mean, the man has done so much. He kept it going for what, 30 years, man. At some point, you know, there comes a time if you're not able to keep up with the times and what is going on and many bad business deals and things like that. And there's a lot of people that is on a payroll. And so when you have money going out and you don't have it coming in as fast as you used to, but you still have it going out at the same pace, at some point you're going to come to a financial crunch. At some point you're going to come to a time where you have to fake it to make it. That's just life. And so for people to pick at a man for going through life, this shows you the growth that the black community really needs, man. We are so void of understanding as a community right now. It breaks my heart sometimes, man, because Master P has done so much for not just hip hop. He's done so much for New Orleans. He's done so much for other artists that don't have anything to do with him. The brother tried the whole concept that LeVar Ball is doing right now. He's not the first. Master P been trying to launch shoes, and I say the same thing for P that I said for LeVar Ball. If you're going to come out with a shoe, you're going to come out with a shoe that is not a pretty much a old shoe that used to be popular at a point in time and then kind of faded out, and you're trying to bring it back and put your logo and name on it. That is not bringing out a new shoe, really. I mean, you got to have the designers, the engineers, and all of the people to actually design a new style of shoe, a new shape, a new look, all of that stuff. You have to really what's the word I'm looking for? You just got to really dig into that, man, because making shoes and what's going on, Uncle Vernon, man. I'm talking about Master P, man. How these brothers was talking about that dude, man, and just saying that Master P is broke and this and that, and I'm like, man, even if Master P is broke, man, this brother done contributed so much to the black community, man, and he's given so much of his heart and his time. And, that brother going through a financial crunch, they need to lay off that. They need to leave that alone because for one, that ain't none of their business. And for two, what I'm saying, they killing that man credibility out here in anything that he would be trying to do. So they need to lay off Master P, man. But then I was talking about that shoe deal, what I'm saying, him trying to come out with shoes. And LeVar Ball wasn't the first to do that or to have that concept or that idea. Master P been trying to put out a shoe for a long time, but Master P got caught doing the same thing that LeVar Ball is doing. You taking a shoe that's already been out and you trying to remake that shoe and just put your logo on it. That's not making a new shoe. You got to come with a new shape. You got to come with something people haven't seen before, maybe a new color scheme or something like that. But trying to revitalize an old shoe, nah, that ain't the ticket, man. And so yeah, he just got to get that together. But P been trying for a long time. You can only try. You can only try so many ideas, and you got to realize that P from the old school. P, he tried to be up on all of this technology and stuff like that. His kids might be up on it. And I don't know how much he's investing in the crypto. I don't know uh, if he's up on all of that stuff. But at a certain point, you're going to hit a point in your life where your money is funny. If you a person out here who's ambitious and always trying to make something happen, then that means you're gonna be a person that's willing to take risks. P didn't get rich by not taking risks. You understand what I'm saying? So when P is out here and P make a deal and that take P down to single digit millions, all right, I know what I need to know to get back. I need to flip this. I need to do that. P a hustler, man. And if you ever been out in these streets hustling, you gonna hit those downtimes. You gonna fall off. You gonna come up on something that's gonna make you go back to square one and rebuild all over. But that's what make you a true hustler. And P has always been a true hustler. So for these dudes who talk about P broke, P ain't got this, P just putting on the front, guess what? If you ain't never been in that position, you ain't never tried hard enough. You've been comfortable all your life and you done got comfortable in your little spot and you scared to step outside of that and do anything that's risky because you don't have that type of you're not built like that. You don't have that type of motivation. You don't have that type of heart. And so this goes out to all of y'all who wants to criticize P, whether he is or not, because we don't know. They was just talking to be talking. They don't know what that man finances look like. They don't know what that man going through. That man got children. That man got a payroll. He got all types of stuff. And so if you're not really on that level, you don't understand that. But the person who was saying this stuff understood and he understand that even if he got an inside scoop on that, he needs to shut his mouth because there's gonna come a point in time in his life, whack 100, that somebody gonna talk about you on your downfall. Because everything that goes up must come down, brother. That's the laws of gravity all day, every day. So those same people that you see on the way up, them same ones you gonna see on the way down. And whack, it's a whole lot of people that you gonna have to see on the way down, brother. I ain't disparaging you and nothing. I'm just giving you a cautionary tale, brother. So I'm saying I'm leaving these dudes alone, man. I'm not criticizing none of these cats that fall on hard times financially. Everybody falling on hard times financially, man. I done failed so many times. Damn, I gotta look up to look down. But I ain't even tripping because a just man falls 7 times. So it ain't about how many times you fall. It's about how many times you get back up. And I done seen P get back up a couple times over these 3 decades that I've known the man to be in the music industry. And so for anybody who will sit out here and take somebody who's inspired so many and just dog their name like that for absolutely no reason, you know, that shows the character of that man. And that shows why that man will never be on the level that P has been on. And that man will never get the flowers that P gets, and P will continue to get. You understand? So I hope he understands that. The only people that looks up to that man is the so-called thugs and the so-called gangsters. Those are the only people that look up to P, man. Not P, but those are the only people that look up to Whack 100. The toxic people, the messy people. But the people that look up to P are people who had dreams in life, and P was one of those people who inspired them to move forward and do what they had to do to make their dream come true. So those are the people that admire Master P versus the people that admire Whack 100. And so, what you say, Uncle Vern? You say you can't keep a good man down, and you can keep it down there from being good. You absolutely right. You absolutely right with that, man. Like I said, in my life, man, I've been down so many times, and but I always say to anybody, don't ever count me out, man. I get knocked down, and I've lost a lot, but I'm not a loser. I ain't never been a loser. I've just lost some stuff, and so that's the mentality and that's the attitude that I've always taken towards life, man. And Master P was one of the people who helped me to see some of those things throughout 30 of the 44 years of my life. And so, yeah, I'm never going to talk crazy about that brother, man. We had that same type of admonishment for Bill Cosby. And so I would say, like in the hip hop industry and in the street industry, Master P was kind of like our Bill Cosby in a sense. Because he was that pops, he was that father figure. Yeah, he anyway he was in the '90s doing his rap thing, you know, he was that. But over the years, I'm saying P has become like that uncle figure, that you know what I'm saying, that cool uncle figure, or to a lot a father figure because of the way that he's uh, highlighted the black family, the way he's honored his children, and all of those things like that, man. And like I said, he's not perfect. I'm not gonna sit here and romanticize the man like he don't make no mistakes and he ain't got no flaws. But Master P has always been for the people, no matter what. He always been for the people, man, and that's what I see, and that's what counts more to me. So I don't know, man. Where's Romeo? I haven't seen Romeo in a long time since the ICDC commercials. But that's another thing. The path that he's taking his son on, and you know, everybody used to always try to compare Romeo and Bow Wow. Well, I think Romeo kind of edged Bow Wow out in the long run, man, because for one, Romeo had the guidance of a father who was there, like a LeVar Ball. He was involved in everything. He was making this happen. He was P should have had that whole thing on him because he changed hip hop. Now that I think about it, whenever I do this parallel between him and LeVar Ball, P changed the scape of hip hop as far as family, as far as values and things like that, because we never really had any hip hop families. We never had anything like that really before. Who do we really have like that? That was, just no, we haven't until P. And P, he preached family values all the time, man. He was always about that. And like I said earlier, I was talking about that Breakfast Club interview that he did. He not gonna let you talk crazy about no female in No Limit. And man, that stood out a lot to me. Good morning. What's happening, Reverend Tony, man? Yeah, Master P is a good dad, man. And it seems like anybody that's a good dad or showing these a black man in a positive image, then they're gonna find those coons, those those wild animals with the ring around their eyes like to wash off their meat. They're gonna find them to go over there and bash that brother because they know they can't do it themselves. So they're gonna find them a black representative to go out there and do it. They're gonna find them a man in the crowd saying, "Get your hand out my pocket." You know what I'm saying? So yeah, brother. Yeah, I'm looking at this and it's just the scale is off because here you have a guy like P, you have a guy like LeVar Ball, and I'll even throw Chance the Rapper in there because Chance the Rapper has been demonized for a while for the simple fact that he loves his wife. People picking at the fact that this man is honoring his wife. You know what I'm saying? People picking at the fact that this man, even though he's from Chicago, he not about that drill scene and all of that stuff. There's something wrong with a person who wants somebody to self-destruct and criticizes somebody who's smart enough to not self-destruct. That is insanity. But the word did say that a reprobated mind is going to be prevalent in the time that we in right now. And so you look at a person like that, they think right is wrong and wrong is right. That's the basic definition of what a reprobated mind is. And so now if you understand that, you'll understand that man, these people are reprobated. So they're acting exactly like a reprobate is supposed to. And I'm like, okay, I get it. So I'm not so frustrated now. I've calmed down a little bit now because I see what's going on a spiritual plane now, and I'm cool. It always comes down to that, man. It always boils down to that. So, when it comes to P, man, just keep that brother in your prayers. And if he going through some financial hardships, P been in this game for a long time. That man has, he done lost more money than we'll ever have in our life. A lot of us. I can't speak for everybody. Some people out there getting that guap, but Peter lost more money than a lot of people would make in their life, man. And if that dude is on some hard times right now, so what? So what? If anything, why ain't you helping that brother? Why you not offering that brother a business venture so he can get back on his feet? Instead of jumping on a podcast and talking about the man like you know him and like you really got he probably got a problem with P. That's what I'm thinking, but I ain't even gonna get into all that. That ain't my business. I'm gonna focus on what I was here to talk about, and that's lifting up Master P, man. So I don't know, man. I've heard Mystical talking about Master P. He did an interview, man. And if you haven't seen any of Mystical's interviews, Man, go look up Vlad, man, or whatever platform he's on, and listen to the interviews by Mystical, man. That brother has been through so much stuff with his family, with just life in general. I don't know if anybody knows, but Aaron Neville's son murdered Mystical's sister, and Mystical was the one who found her. He came in, and his sister was laying on the bed dead with one of Mystical's tour T-shirts on, because they was about to leave and go on tour. And that brother had to go on tour with all of this going on. And Aaron Neville's son got off for the murder of Mystical's sister. And so it was like P was there the whole time, man. It was like, and not like just money wise, not just, he was like representation, lawyers, everything that they needed. P put that. P gave them that. P made sure they had that, man. And through the whole trials, if P couldn't be there in person, he had representatives there. You know what I'm saying? So they family didn't have to fight this by themselves. They didn't have to. The NAACP didn't have to swoop down and try to get that photo out because they had support system. And man, it was a sad thing, man. But that's just another testament to the type of person P is. So, bro, it's so many stories about this brother, man. There's so many people who have come out and said, you know, Master P did this for me. Snoop Dogg, we would not have the Snoop Dogg that we have right now had it not been for Master P. Snoop said P called him over there to No Limit and say, check this out, brother. I want you to get back on your feet. Wrote him a check for $1 million. Wrote Snoop a check for $1 million. You know what I'm saying? Eddie Griffin. When we Eddie Griffin way before Cat Williams and all of them was going through their troubles with the police and stuff. Eddie Griffin was that dude that was going through the stuff that Cat Williams was going through. Eddie Griffin was the dude that they was trying to cancel and blackball out of the industry. What P do? P did that movie with him, Foolish. And he said P cut him a check for $1 million. Right there. Here you go, little bro. I see them messing with you. I see them trying to knock you off your game. Get back on your feet. Bam. And made a movie. So $1 million check that he wrote him, that wasn't for the movie. He paid him separately for the movie. But here, little bro, get back on your feet. I see them out here messing with you. Bam. That's P. So, and there's so many more stories like that out there about the man. So I'm done with any dude who gonna sit here and try to trash Master P. And the reason my title say crabs out of the barrel, man, a lot of they not in no barrel no more. I'm talking about those upper echelon people, those rich folk. They not in no barrel. They not crabs in the barrel. They's crabs outside of the barrel, but they still trying to pull each other back. Any crab that moves forward, you still got that crab outside of the barrel who's trying to pull them back. Now that's the problem that I have because y'all are brothers who have made it to a certain level of financial success or whatever you want to call it. Y'all some brothers who are in those higher tax brackets, but yet and still you feel the need to pull another black man back if it seems like he's a little bit ahead of you. So whether you're inside of the barrel or you're outside of the barrel, you still pulling somebody back so you can get ahead. Why? There's no more distress now. You've made it out of the barrel now. So what is the distress? That was the excuse before. That was always the justification before. Well, they're inside of a barrel. They're trapped. They're scared. So of course they're going to just grab onto whatever they can to try to pull themselves up out of fear and out of desperation. But now you're outside of the barrel. So what fear and what desperation do you have outside of the barrel that's still causing you to pull the other ones back? I say it's force of habit. You've been doing it for so long and you've been trying to scratch and claw and get over top of everybody else to get somewhere your whole entire life, that even when you make it, you still have that habit to grab somebody and try to pull them back. It's a sad place for a person to be. And this is where I see this young man they call Whack 100. Um, yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy out here, but you know, you call them paid agitators, man, they ain't agitating nothing. People who really have some understanding don't even get agitated by people like that. That's what I'll be starting to understand on this YouTube thing too, man. Because like I said, I get down in my comments, man, and I go to war with somebody if they really want to go there. And what I started to learn, man, is some of these people they're assigned to come on here and agitate me. They're assigned to come on here and try to get me out of my character and all of that stuff. Yeah, they get paid to do that stuff. And I now I'm starting to understand it. Now I'm becoming a little bit wiser in how I deal with these people. I know when to not get sucked into what they're trying to do. I know when to disengage from a conversation with them. So it's just a learning tool, man. Everything is a learning tool if you make it that. And that's just what I be doing, man. And I learn and I apply it to my future endeavors and stuff like that, and hopefully it work out. If it don't, then I'll try something else. That's just the way that go. That's what being like ambitious and being a, a thinking person is, somebody who's always trying something new, man. Those are the risks that you take. And see, when people are afraid to take risks and they don't understand a person like Master P who's willing to take risks in order to grow, not just himself but other people around him, because people see the growth. They might not always speak on the growth, but they definitely see it. The same way they see the failures, they see the growth, they see the victories, and they see the upcomings. They see all of it. Some people use that as inspiration, some people use that as jealousy and envy. So I'm just never gonna be envious of a brother who makes it. I'm never gonna be envious of a successful person. If anything, I'm gonna be taking notes. And that's the mindset we gotta have, man, instead of being them crabs out of the barrel. So, that's all I really had this morning, man. I just want to come on and just big up my brother Master P, man. Thank you for the music that you gave us. Thank you for the movies that you gave us. Thank you for um, thank you for the guidance that you gave us, more than anything, more than all of the entertainment stuff. Thank you for the guidance that you gave a lot of us. Like I said, I'm in my 40s, man. So a lot of us brothers who's coming up, and we was in our mid teens going into our 20s and stuff like that. You was big bruh. You was big unk. You was pops. So we get that to you. Salute to you, Master P from D Mac, man. Um, Uncle Vern, Rev Tony. I always appreciate y'all, brothers, man. Blessings to y'all, man. Y'all have a blessed day today, man. Go out and be prosperous in this world and just drop a seed in somebody, because somebody gonna water it and God gonna get an increase, man. Love y'all, brothers. But you know what I say? Sticks and stones can break your bones, but the word can always heal you. I'm out.